Have you ever felt like being in love meant losing a piece of yourself? Like you couldn't hang out with your friends anymore or needed to explain every little thing you do, where you're going, who you're texting, what you're wearing? It's subtle at first. Why didn't you call me back? Then, I don't like you talking to him. And before you know it, you're not living your life, you're living someone else's version of it. Let's talk about something most people feel but few know how to define. Freedom in a romantic relationship. Because the truth is, if there's no freedom, it's not love. It's control. But what does freedom actually mean when you're in a relationship? It's not about acting single or ignoring your partner's feelings. It's not about avoiding commitment. It's about being able to breathe, to think, to grow, to still be your own person while being deeply connected to someone else. And research supports that. In 2024, a study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that couples who respected each other's autonomy were 22% more emotionally satisfied and experienced deeper trust over time. Freedom doesn't make a relationship weaker, it makes it stronger, because when you feel like you can be yourself without constantly being monitored, judged, or micromanaged, your love isn't forced. It's real. It's chosen. Now let's flip the coin and talk about control. Control usually doesn't scream, it whispers. It's the casual, let me see your phone. The who was that you were texting? The you don't need to go out tonight, stay with me. Sound familiar? Studies show that over 30% of women worldwide have experienced controlling behavior in relationships. But this isn't just about women. It affects men, non-binary people, everyone. In Australia, a 2023 survey showed that 1 in 3 young adults thought tracking their partner's location 24/7 was normal. Only 22% saw it as a red flag. We've blurred the line between love and possession. Somehow we've started thinking that love means constant updates, complete transparency, no boundaries, but that's not love, that's surveillance, and it's exhausting. Let's talk about jealousy for a second. Jealousy, in itself, isn't evil. In fact, in small doses it can mean you care, that you value someone enough to fear losing them. But when jealousy isn't managed, it turns into suspicion. And suspicion becomes control. And control becomes the beginning of emotional abuse. One recent experiment asked people to imagine their partner cheating on them. Even though it wasn't real, the participants showed immediate spikes in jealousy and controlling behavior. That's how powerful imagination can be. When you don't trust, even fiction can feel like truth. Now here's the shift. Freedom doesn't mean you're drifting apart. When two people support each other's independence, when they both have room to pursue passions, hang out with friends, or just be alone when they need it, they don't lose each other. They become more interesting to each other, more inspired, more whole, and that makes the relationship richer. In fact, studies show that couples who support personal growth and give each other space are more emotionally resilient, better at handling conflict, more sexually satisfied, and more likely to stay together long-term. There's even a growing trend called living apart together. Older couples, especially in countries like the UK and Australia, are choosing to maintain their own homes while staying emotionally committed. Surprisingly, they report higher happiness levels than many traditional couples living together. Why? Because sometimes emotional closeness grows when physical space is respected. So how do we balance intimacy and independence? It's a dance. And the best dancers communicate. They don't step on each other's toes, they move in rhythm, they take turns leading and following, and they listen without needing to control. Here's how strong couples do it. First, they talk, really talk, about boundaries. Not during a fight, but during calm, open conversations where curiosity leads instead of fear. Second, they don't try to become the same person, they celebrate differences. One may be an introvert, the other an extrovert, one loves staying in, the other needs time with friends, and that's okay. Third, they trust, not blindly, but enough to leave space. And when something feels off, they ask questions with love, not accusations born from fear. Finally, they keep growing, individually and together. They try new things, support each other's goals, take breaks, come back. And all of this builds something more powerful than control ever could, desire. Now let's challenge a deeper belief. We've been taught that a relationship should look one specific way. Two people, in love, always together, sharing everything. But modern research tells a more colorful story. A 2025 meta-analysis of over 25,000 people found no difference in satisfaction between monogamous and consensually non-monogamous relationships, as long as there was communication, honesty, and freedom. It's not the shape of the relationship that matters. it's how much respect and agency exists inside it. Even single people are proving this. Nearly 40% of US adults are unpartnered, and many of them report high levels of happiness, freedom, and life satisfaction. Maybe what really fulfills us isn't a person, it's peace within ourselves, and a great relationship should add to that peace, not replace it. So here's the question, do you want love that locks you in, or love that lets you grow? If you can't say no in your relationship, is your yes even real? Freedom isn't the enemy of love, freedom is the soil where real love grows. So ask yourself, can you breathe in your relationship? Can you be fully yourself? Do you feel like you're loved or managed? Because you deserve a love that doesn't clip your wings. You deserve a love that trusts you to fly and still come home. And if you're already in a relationship that feels more like control than care, let this be your sign. Love shouldn't feel like surveillance, it should feel like support. It's not about being perfect, it's about being free, seen, and respected. And that kind of love, it's worth building or waiting for. So what does freedom mean to you? Let's talk in the comments. Let's rewrite what love looks like together.